Welcome to Butchercraft, a mod for meat lovers and players wanting to harvest the most from an animal. Through an extensive butchering system, players can put themselves into the shoes of a butcher and carve animals for additional resources, from flesh to bone and everything in between. Every yield offers new ways for the player to make the most of Minecraft's animals. The butchering process begins with acquiring the carcass of an animal. Swords won't be able to cut it for this task. Instead, a butcher knife is the tool of choice to effectively slaughter animals for their carcasses. A butcher must have a station set up for prepping the carcasses for slaughtering. Butcher blocks allow for smaller animals to be laid on top, whilst larger animals need to be hung from metal hooks. Additional butcher tools need to be at the ready for removing specific components off an animal. Now, the operation can begin. Butchering an animal is straightforward, starting with draining the blood and progressing all the way through to skinning, degutting and bone removal. Yields will vary from the animal types, but the workflow is consistent with each and every animal. It's a, bloody process, but by the end of it, there should be very little wastage left from their dressed animal. Now to tend to this mess. A butchered animal offers far more materials than slaying them manually, from decorative blocks to new food sources. But what uses can be made of these? Meat is the most abundant resource from butchering an animal. Each animal provides its own cuts of meat to harvest and cook. Some meat types are able to be grinded down with the meat grinder, and later pressed into sausages, acting as another food source. Organs are another edible resource for those wanting to expand their food palette. The skins of animals have different uses depending on the animal type and size. Some skins are wearable on their own, or fashioned into wearable hoods. Hide from larger animals can become decorative interior pieces, or cut further for additional resources. Animal heads fulfill the same roles as the vanilla ones, but similar to hide, cutting these animal heads provides extra materials. As opposed to carving animals, perhaps the player wants to dabble into the art of taxidermy and preserve their bodies as replica display models for wherever they see fit. Even blood, fortunately, which may seem like a waste resource, is a key ingredient for preparing blood sausages, offers an outlet to easily produce bone meal, and plays a part in developing the barn wood set, the fitting palette for butchers, farmers, and the avid builder. As for the leftover animal remnants, they too have their purpose in other vanilla recipes, as well as being welcome treats for wolves, granting them some temporary buffs. Butchering animals provides many reasons to hunt them, but the process involves getting messy. When butchering an animal, it's crucial to maintain good hygiene practices. Lack of proper PPE whilst carving animals exposes the player to all sorts of ill effects. To prevent this, every butcher will want to craft themselves their own PPE equipment to keep themselves clean and safe when preparing animal carcasses. Even with this, it doesn't remove the player's active afflictions. In that case, the player will need to wash themselves with soap to remain clean, fresh and hygienic. Butchering animals in Butchercraft is a simple and rewarding process. Taking up the skill of dressing animals offers far more materials to source from an animal, many of which have some nifty applications. The food sources and the cuts of meat from each animal are abundant. Whilst they have applications with other mods, by themselves, they don't really bring much incentive to consume. Incorporating safe food handling into the butchering system is a great way to educate and highlight the importance of hygienic practices when handling raw food, as well as the consequences of being exposed to contaminants. If becoming a butcher is something you want to experience in Minecraft, or you wish there was less wastage from slaying animals, well, grab a butcher knife and get carving.